Welcome back into another edition of the Practice Peak. Here on a quite busy day for Virginia Tech athletics. This morning, right behind me here on Castle Coliseum Court, Virginia Tech Athletic Director Whit Babcock announced new Virginia Tech women's basketball coach Megan Duffy. And right after that, we were out on the practice field to take in spring practice number 11 in the scrimmage element that was the first one open to the media this year. So I'll go down by position and kind of give you a rundown of what I saw there. At the quarterback position starting off, Kyron Drones, like much of the spring, has looked sharp, on the money, working in different scenarios, but he didn't work in that much. It looked like they were trying to give the younger guys more of a shot in this scrimmage period, but in the time he was out there, he looked good. So moving right along, Pop stepped up second. He was in a contact jersey, and he took a couple shots throughout the day, but he managed the pressure well, had a couple touchdowns, one connecting to Aiden Green, which is big time, and then another to Jay Lane in the 4-minute drill. So he really handled that, stepping up second well. Now moving on to Dylan Whitkey. Whitkey was third. He had an up and down day, a couple struggles here and there. He connected with Chance Wiggins on a big throw down the sideline, had a couple other big explosive plays with Daquan Felton. But then he had a fumbled exchange with XTB on a little run play. So there was just a couple here and there things, up and downs with Whitkey on the day. Moving along to running back. The true freshman Tyler Mason, redshirt freshman Jeremiah Coney, and then Malachi Thomas. They all had good days. Pretty noticeable working in there, busting a couple big runs, catching balls out of the backfield. They look good. I thought a couple things of note. Bashal Tootin, the incumbent running back, he wasn't really out there at this time in spring. You're kind of resting your guys. You know what you're going to get out of him, so no real live reps for him. But Traylon Mitchell, we didn't see him out there in really any capacity, so that was very interesting. But just to reiterate, good day from Tyler Mason, Jeremiah Coney, and Malachi Thomas. Moving on to wide receivers, we talked a little bit about Aiden Green. What a day he had. You know, coming down with a big touchdown grab, couple over the middle, big end-around play. He's really developed well this year.
A year ago, it was more just trying to figure out plays and figure out, all the ins and outs of college football, getting used to everything. But from last year to this year, it's a big difference, night and day for me. I feel a lot more comfortable with the ones, with the twos, just running plays, running routes, going against DBs, all those sorts of things. And when I'm confident, I just go play and make plays.
Now, along with Aiden Green, one of his classmates from last year, Chance Fitzgerald, also had a really nice day. He caught one ball that was on his back shoulder. He readjusted, one hand caught it. Was really exciting. Along with that, Xavier Turner-Bradshaw had another good day, doing end-arounds, passes out of the backfield, little slip screen, stuff like that. Looked good. Now, Takai Heath, he got a little dinged up. He's been kind of battling a little lower leg injury throughout spring, as we've mentioned. Daquan Felton had a nice day, and then just to mention with the true freshmen, Brody Adams and Chance Wiggins, they both had really nice days as well. Now moving over to tight end, Harrison St. Germain, as we mentioned last episode, also had another great practice. So he caught a touchdown pass from Pop as well today, and he had another where it got him down to the 1-yard line. Same with Zeke Wimbush, the other tight end who had a nice day, got him down to the 1-yard line. Moving over to the offensive line, from left to right, we had Xavier Chaplin, Braylon Moore, Caden Moore, Bob Schick, and Parker Clements. So it's the exact same line that was predominantly featured most of last year. So that was interesting to see. As well with that, Brody Meadows wasn't a blue non-contact jersey, so that was something of note. And then behind them, working with the twos, the transfer, Montavious Cunningham was working at right guard, Johnny Garrett was at right tackle, and Laith Ganem, interesting enough, was inside at left guard. Just a couple things to note there on the offensive line. They had an up and down day, a couple shaky things, making Kyron and Pop kind of escape and get outside the pocket. Moving over to defensive line, maybe one of the biggest notes of the day. Kamari Copeland, massive day. Couple tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, couple sacks, just causing chaos. Now, granted, it wasn't against the first team offensive line, but man, if he's not causing pressure in the backfield, he's had a great spring to this point. As it was mentioned on the Josh Pate show, a couple other places, he's really showing up. Along with that, Malachi Madison had a good day, a sack. And then a couple notes, Keyshawn Burgos, Kelvin Gilliam were in the 2 deep there, but they had nice days as well. Shifting over to linebacker, the walk-on George Balance at Mike had an incredible day too, making plays in the backfield, busting through the line. Jaden Keller was at will, starting with the ones, which was really interesting to see. They're moving all those guys around, Caleb Woodson. All the linebackers were cross-training, but it's interesting to see JK at will linebacker. And then along with that, McDonald was working at Mike a little bit, and he had a great day. He busted on one play right through Gunnar Gibbons, got to Pop, laid the blow on him. which was interesting and good to see out of the linebacker position. Now moving over to cornerback, kind of with the Bashal Tootin situation, Dorian Strong elevated. You know what you're going to get out of the veteran at this time in spring. So Dante Levitt got a lot of first-team reps with Dorian kind of taking a couple plays off, and he looked good. And along with that, Mansour Delane, you know, he got a little more reps out there, and there was one play where Drones was rolling out right, looking for Ali, and Delane just completely clamped him up. So that was good to see. Now moving back to safety, another positional question mark for sure. Braylon Johnson, the sophomore cornerback now, he was shifted back there. He was warming up with the safeties. He saw some looks back there at safety. He looked pretty good. He almost had an interception on Whitkey, interesting enough. And then more with that, Jalen Jones had an up and down day. He gave up a big run on a run fit scheme, and he kind of let a screen pass break, but then he had a big pass break up on Jalen Lane, so up and down with him. And we got to talk to Mose Phillips after practice. The sophomore really spoke to how he evolved and how this other spring he feels way more comfortable, and how all his experiences last year really helped him develop and mold and get to where he is at this point.
Way better, you know, just like anything, you get better with time. So just knowing the scheme, having a year under my belt, building trust with the coaches, even like just being with certain players like Mansour being in the boundary with me, we communicate way better now. We talk about things more just because we've grown a relationship more off the field as well. So I say overall it's just been night and day, really. You know, last year was about trying to get my foot in the door, show people that I can learn it. Now it's about like perfecting it and mastering it.
With just a few more practices before the spring game, make sure to stay tuned into VT Scoop for all the updates regarding the football team, women's basketball team, basketball transfer portal, a little bit of everything. Signing out for the Practice Peak, I'm Kolby Crawford. We'll catch you next time.